And then there's this guy, Sean, potentially criminal, which I honestly, like, personally, I have no beef with. Like, like, Sean and I got to know each other, like, I think once or twice on Nick Rekida's streams because, who Nick was. Nick was the guy who would bring everybody on his fucking platform and, share his platform with everybody because that's who Nick was. They hooked everybody up with everybody. He was that guy. Everybody would just go on, and he was very, like, nice about his platform. So that's how I met Sean. But then Sean ended up being in a massive fight with Anna last week. Called her out, told her, basically, like, said she has to condemn Nick Rekieta. Kind of the same kind of mentality, the same kind of shit. Like, I didn't see you condemning him. I see you, like, basically he just had a problem with her because she just called out Aaron for being a fucking grifter. So that once he called her out, she was like, excuse me, he is a fucking grifter, and I haven't really fucking said anything about Nick because I don't, like, at the time she hadn't told anybody she was pregnant except for Flash and me. And she was dealing with shit, man. She was dealing with health issues. She was dealing with some shit. She wasn't going to get into, like, this emotional roller coaster that is the Nick Rekieta story right now. She wasn't gonna fucking step into that. But what she did do was call out Aaron because Aaron was grifting, and she could spot that shit a mile away. She smelt that guy. So she called it out. And just because she called that out, Sean over here decided, Anna is, like, sweeping for Nick and, like, blah, 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 like, all this bullshit. So he called her out on Twitter, and then he started going at her. And he called her a hog, which apparently is an Ethan Ralph reference. And I'm like, how are you going to fucking call Anna a hog? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. All this to say that that Yellow Flash, on a week where he has a falling out with me, he doesn't want me on here. I don't got the link to this fucking show. All in a week that I'm not there to defend that take, the opposite take of what he's going to have. On a week where Anna's not there because she's dealing with her fucking sickness and whatever else is going on, he invites this motherfucker on where she's not there to be on the panel to call this guy out. And Flash knew. And he was all in back rooms. He was all, oh yeah, I invited him last week before, shit went down with you guys, Anna. Sorry. I hope you can come on because it'll be fun to see you, like, fucking go at him. Because, that's what it's all about, guys. If you don't know, it's all about money and grifting off your friends. And then calling other people out fucking grifters. Because you know what? It takes one to fucking know one. Takes one to fucking know one. And that's exactly what he did. Invited Sean on when she was not there. It didn't sit right with me at all. I was like, why the fuck is this dude there when Anna's not there and he's talking shit on Twitter? Anna started the fight. Anna just called Aaron out. That dude came at her because she called Aaron out. He didn't have to come at her. Started calling her a fucking sweeper for Nick. Calling Anna a pig is like the pot cuddling the kettle black. I know. I was like, he called you a hog, and then everybody went off on me like, shut the fuck up. It's an inside joke about Ethan Ralph. And I was like, that doesn't make it any better. Like, he's calling her Ethan Ralph. Like, that makes no fucking sense. But whatever. Anyways, all this to say, with these fucking so-called friends, who needs enemies? Because Anna was an OG member of the Flashcast crew, and so was Nick Rekieta. And here we have a show based on one of the original Flashcast crew members, and talking about how his fucking life is falling apart, and how much how much they care. And then you got this guy on who is in a current battle with one of the OG panel members of the show who's not there. to defend herself. Who's pregnant? I mean, these people. Can you? And then the funniest part is how incredibly uncomfortable other people on the panel are, like Tug, who will voice his opinion, like Raging Rhino. Incredibly uncomfortable. Because nobody wants to fucking get involved with this feud between EVS and Yellow Flash.
Yeah, I understand your point, but if you're 16, all of a sudden, that nothing like this has ever happened before, boom, figure it out. That's tough for adults to figure out. So for a 16-year-old kid, just, hey, we're throwing you in the fourth quarter. It's like, I didn't have a chance to prepare. I never prepared for this.
Nobody said this was the right thing to do or anything. Nobody's saying this. What the fuck? You're a lawyer? Potentially criminal, Sean? You're a fucking lawyer? You have no idea what people are talking about? You have no idea what EVS meant? Yeah, fucking right. But let me just make a fucking goddamn narrative and run with it.
You know, okay, yeah, he understands to take a shower, but at what point, like, okay, well, how do I make sure there's food coming? And how do I make sure they're taken care of? How do I arrange for all the other, like, there's a million things, like, okay, yeah, maybe he took a shower, but that's about it. A lot of kids go through that and it fucks them forever.
And that was exactly. And that was
let's like focus on the negative, guys, because let's tell our friend Nick Ricada, that used to be a fucking main panel member on this panel, how he's fucked his kids for life for the rest of his life, and how they're never coming back. They ain't coming back, guys. Let's tell him that live on air to the world. How Nick's kids have no hope. God damn.
30 years ago, 40 years ago for Ethan. We're talking about in 20.